it, guys. Y'all need to go make this. Get the stuff for it, make it. It's so good. Well, hi everyone and welcome. I am Kareth and I've got a fantastic recipe for you today. This is one of my favorites from childhood, my mom's chicken tetrazzini, which is basically a very cheesy chicken spaghetti. It's got a white sauce base that you flavor up with some garlic and some vegetables, and then you're going to add 3 kinds of cheese. Here are the ingredients that you'll need to put this meal together. It's a fantastic meal in a jar. I always write the full recipe in the video description box, which is located right below this video. You might have to hit a button to see it, but it is there. And those are just some everyday seasonings. For those of you who are new to my channel, I try to put out a video every Thursday. I call it Thrive Thursday. And then I usually post a bonus video on either Sundays or Mondays. All right, to start, you're going to need a quart-sized jar, and into that jar, you're going to put about 8 ounces of spaghetti noodles, and you need to break them. And the way I did it was I just stood them up, and I took just a little bundle at a time, and I broke them into thirds. So I broke each spaghetti noodle twice, which made thirds, and then they kind of sit at the bottom of the jar. See, there's plenty of room down in there still for the sauce powders to go. You will have room for all of this in your jar. You just might have to tap it down every once in a while. I probably should have put the sauce before the peas, but it all worked out. The bechamel sauce, the butter powder, the sour cream, and the milk make a fantastic white sauce for this dish. Yeah, this is where I show you. I put the lid on and give it a really good shake so that all the powder settles down into the spaces, into the gaps down at the bottom, and you have more room at the top. Now, if you don't have both kinds of onions, just use one or the other. But the garlic is really important. I use both the freeze-dried garlic and the garlic powder. And here are those seasonings you saw earlier. It's just pretty simple. Some chicken bouillon, kosher salt, pepper, and then the garlic powder. The mushrooms are optional, but I like them. Okay, here's 3 kinds of cheese. Just a tablespoon of Parm. It's pretty strong flavor. That's all you need of that. 1/3 of a cup of cheddar and 1/3 of a cup of mozzarella. I thought I could get more mozzarella in there, but I just ran out of room. So 1/3 of a cup is all that I put in there. And to press it down. And if you're going to store it for long term, go ahead and put in your oxygen absorber. Wipe your rim and then seal your jar. There you have it. It's really easy. It's very pretty too. So this is what you would store on your pantry shelf. I think I'm going to make probably 3 more of these and put them in my pantry. I love this. All right, and when you're ready to prepare it, it's a just add water dish, so it's very simple. You do need kind of a deep skillet with a lid or a saucepan, kind of a large one, because you're going to put quite a bit of water in here. But just look at how the spaghetti came out. I had to stop and film that. I thought that was beautiful. That's like pasta sculpture. That is food art right there. All right, and then I went ahead and filled up my quart jar with water so I could rinse out the jar and get the rest of the powder into the dish. You don't want to waste any of that. So that's 4 cups of water right there. And here is the 5th cup. And that's all the water you need. As you stir this, you kind of have to be careful at first because the spaghetti pieces are brittle and they will break if you're not careful. So just be sort of careful. Go ahead and get some heat on there. You're going to bring this up to a boil. As it begins to boil, it's a lot easier to stir because the spaghetti noodles, they will start to be more flexible and less brittle, and you can stir a lot easier. You'll want to simmer this for about 15 minutes. And do stir it every once in a while because of the pasta and the cheese. It will tend to stick on you, so go ahead and stir it every 3 or 4 minutes. Put your lid on there for probably the last 5 minutes and make sure your pasta gets tender. So here's what it looks like after 15 minutes of simmering. The pasta is tender and you can tell it's ready because the sauce is starting to get thick, and when you move the pasta around you can see the bottom of your pan. It smells so good, y'all. And I always recommend that you taste and adjust for seasonings. I tried the pasta to make sure that it was tender, and it was. Now at this point, you could take it off the heat and let it rest, but my mom always topped this with cheese. So I thought, I'm going to do that. I put some cheddar on it and I broiled it for 4 or 5 minutes to get the bubbly brown cheese on the top, and it's so pretty. Okay, but this is the hard part, y'all. It's going to take some self-control. You have to let this rest. It has to set up. So I inserted some Teddy video to distract you. He's so cute, and he's always wanting to sit in my lap. So if I'm sitting, he's wanting to sit in my lap. My teddy bear, my constant companion, he's so cute. He decided he wanted to lick the camera. Okay, so after about 15 minutes, this is what it will look like. The sauce will have set up, and the pasta it's all ready, and you can actually cut it at this point. This casserole you can cut and serve up. I wanted to show you how it firms up. The sauce will firm up, and I kind of put a double portion in this bowl to show you. Y'all, it's so pretty, isn't it? See, there's no sauce running in the bottom of the pan. It's just a really nice casserole. And this is what you have. Chicken tetrazzini. This was amazing. I loved it. I'm definitely going to make this again. I hope you'll give it a try. I'm so thrilled to try this. I've tasted the sauce and it tastes amazing, and I'm breaking my diet in order to try this. Chicken tetrazzini is one of my favorite things, okay? I grew up eating this. This was probably in the top 3 of what my mom would make, and she was an excellent cook. This is based on her recipe. From what I can tell, chicken tetrazzini is nowhere near Italian. It is it's a purely American dish. I think it's named after an opera singer named Mr. Tetrazzini, and I'm sure he was Italian. It's been around since the early 1900s, and there's so many variations of it. I've had it in restaurants. I've had it in different people's homes, and everybody has their own version of chicken tetrazzini. Look how well it firmed up. This is not soup, okay? This is definitely a casserole. And whether or not you add the cheese to the top, it's going to be great. But you do have to let it sit for a bit so the sauce and the pasta and everything can kind of firm up. I'll get a little bit of everything. I've got to get the perfect bite. Okay. Bon appetit. Mm. Mm-hmm. Nailed it. This is fantastic. Oh my gosh. My mama would be proud. Yeah. This is it, guys. Y'all need to go make this. Get the stuff for it. Make it. That is super creamy. It's comforting. The chicken is nice and tender in there. The noodles are tender. The sauce is good and thick. And you can tell there's garlic powder in there. And the melting cheese on the top. Okay, that is optional. You do not have to do that to have a really good chicken tetrazzini. But my mom always did that. So, I mean, if you can, put some cheese on the top and put it under their broiler and let it melt a little bit. It'll make it even better. But you don't have to have that in order for this to be delicious. I'm going to say this is probably in the top 3 of my recipes that I have developed so far for cooking with freeze-dried food, especially converting my mom's recipes to Thrive Life recipes. It's been a lot of fun, but I'm not always successful. I've had several like total flops, but this one is a winner. It's a winner chicken dinner, okay? Yeah. This is so yummy. And don't worry about this. I'm treating a little spot, but I'm going to be okay. If you're interested in purchasing any of the Thrive Life foods that you see featured in my videos, just click on my shopping link and it will take you to my website. Right now, Thrive Life is available in the USA and in Canada. And what you do is you shop online for your groceries and then they're delivered straight to your door. I will say goodbye for now, but until next time, y'all take care and keep thriving. Bye.